Thank you all so much for watching. Today I'm going to show you how to get the perfect flawless base. And this is one of the most important things that you have to do when applying your makeup. It helps protect your skin and it also helps your makeup stay on for longer. So I'm going to take you through my tips of the best ways to prime your skin, moisturize your skin, cover up any marks or spots or dark circles or anything like that, and how to get your skin looking completely flawless. Now this again isn't a day-to-day look because there are quite a few products that you need to apply, but if you had a special occasion or if you're going out or even if you want your makeup to stay on for hours and hours and hours, this is a really good method. So I hope you all really enjoy it. So as you can see on my face, I do have dark circles underneath my eyes. I have got a few marks on my face from where I've picked my spots, and I also still have some spots on my face. And I'm sure this is what most women go through. So I'm going to show you how to cover it up correctly and how to get the most flawless base for your makeup so that your makeup stays on all day. So to get a flawless base, the first thing you have to do is apply moisturizer, and I use the Dermalogica Skin Smoothing Cream, and I'm just going to put this all over my face, taking about that much. So now I've applied my moisturizer, the next step is to apply a primer, and I'm going to be using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, and this is one of my favourite primers, which you'll know if you've seen some of my earlier videos. The reason I like it is because it feels basically invisible on your skin and it's really light, and also it's oil free, so it doesn't give you a shiny finish. So I'm just going to apply this just like I did with my moisturizer all over my face. Now the best thing about primers is that they actually act as like a layer of protection for your skin. So I know a lot of makeup can clog up your pores and probably give you more spots, but if you put a primer on, it will actually protect your pores and your skin, and the makeup will just sit on top of it. So now I've primed and moisturized my skin, the next step is to correct my pigmentation. So you can see underneath my eyes I do have dark circles, and if you've seen my dark circles video, then you know that my secret to getting rid of dark circles is actually applying an orange concealer underneath my eyes. And the one I'm using is the Kryolan foundation, and I'll put the link below to where you can get this colour from. And with my Sigma F70 brush, I'm just going to apply this underneath my eyes. I know sometimes you can get pigmentation around your mouth as well, so if you do have a bit of discoloration here, then apply the orange in the same way. Now that I've applied the orange underneath my eyes, I am going to use a concealer just to cover up my marks before I put my foundation on. And I'm still going to be using my Kryolan palette, and I'm going to be taking this colour, which is F36, and again I'll put the link to this below. And I'm still going to use my same Sigma F70 brush. So as you can see, I have managed to correct and conceal, and don't worry if it looks a bit patchy, I'm going to cover it with foundation now. The foundation I'm using is the Estee Lauder Double Wear in Wheat, and I'm going to apply this all over my face, and when going underneath my eyes over the orange, I'm just going to do it in dabbing motions just so that I don't spread the concealer. I absolutely love this foundation because it's really full coverage and it will stay on for hours. It absolutely does not move, so for getting a flawless base, it's a really good foundation to use. And I'm going to be using my Sephora flat foundation brush. As you can see, now that I've applied my foundation, it is completely covered the orange that I put underneath my eyes and also the concealer that I used to cover up my marks. But But just to make my eyes look a little bit brighter, I'm gonna do some highlighting. And you guys know that I am obsessed with contouring and highlighting, so I definitely have to add a bit of highlighter to get the perfect flawless base. So the concealer I'm gonna use to do my highlighting today is the Tarte 12-Hour Concealer, and this is in the color medium. This is basically a concealer stick that I can just apply straight to my face in the areas that I want to highlight. I've used this concealer a few times now since I've bought it, but I really love this concealer because it's really good at highlighting underneath the eyes and making your eyes look really bright. So I'm just going to apply this now in the areas that I want to highlight. So remember, underneath the eyes we want to try and do upside down triangles under both of them. Now to blend this into my skin, I'm just going to use the same Sephora foundation brush. Now that I've blended it out, I want to make sure there's no harsh lines anywhere where I've done it. So I'm going to use my new Tarte buffing brush, and I'm just going to go in circle motions all over my face to make sure that my foundations and my concealers and everything is completely blended in. So I'm not actually going to put any products on this, I'm just going to use it completely clean, and I'm just going to use it purely for blending. That all out, I need to just set my highlighter, and I'm going to be using my Ben Nye banana powder, and I find that this is my favorite powder for setting underneath the eye because it doesn't look too cakey or chalky, but it gives it a really smooth finish. And I'm just going to use my Sigma E50 brush to apply it. Now, as you can see, I also applied foundation over my eyelids, and I always do that because it actually acts as a really good primer for your eyeshadow. You can add an extra eyeshadow primer on top, but putting foundation on your eyelids is a really good way of making sure your eyeshadow stays on. So now that we've managed to get a flawless base, you can now go on to do any kind of makeup look that you want. You can also do some contouring, go with really heavy eyes, or even go with really simple eyes, whatever you guys decide. But once you have a flawless base, you can be guaranteed your makeup will stay on for hours. Ta-da! This is the look I decided to go for, and I went for quite a dramatic liner, but I didn't really do much else on my face, and I've gone for really soft nude lips as well. But like I said, if you have a flawless base, you can literally do any kind of makeup that you want. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial and it helps you when figuring out how to get such a flawless base and how to cover up any spots or marks or dark circles, which everybody has, but there are ways of covering them up with makeup. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.